Nick's dad is a politician, and man is he paranoid. Last year, a senior minister got jailed for a year when he ran over a homeless man. The minister swore that he hadn't done it. He claimed the man had jumped in front of his car and tried to blackmail him into parting with a load of cash. Sure. That poor, innocent politician got sent to jail for no reason at all. It was the evil homeless man at fault. After all, couldn't he have gone to a nice hotel or something? Did he have to sleep somewhere as inconvenient as the sidewalk? Stupid as it sounds to normal humans, Nick's dad was convinced it was true. There was an entire gang of people ready to jump in front of his car and ruin his life. It actually kept him up nights, until, a few months ago, he got cameras installed on his Audi Q5. So far, a grand total of 0 human beings have tried to jump on his car. It's almost like most humans don't want to risk injuring themselves gravely for a little money. I think it secretly disappointed Nick's dad a little, like he had this grand scene planned in his head. Court of law, grim-looking judge, an evil opponent accusing him of manslaughter, and bam! Proof that it's the opponent who needs to be jailed for fraud. Anyway, mostly, that stupid camera just makes it harder for us. Every time we take the car for a joyride, we have to back up and erase all the evidence from the cam. The 4 of us are only 15, so in the eyes of the law, we are apparently too young and brainless to drive. Not that it stops us. Riding together bonds us. Late at night, when the world is asleep, the 4 of us sail out into the darkness. At least once a week, we ride for hours along NH4, the abandoned highway connecting Mumbai and Pune. The NH4 is an old 2-lane highway, with 0 streetlights or reflective strips to guide a driver. It's surrounded by stretches of wilderness, so you're basically driving into pitch-black darkness, only able to see the thin stretch of road your car lights up. Around 3 a.m. on weeknights, it's nearly always deserted, with only the occasional truck or taxi chugging along. Yesterday, Katie and I were in the back seat, half hanging out the windows and whooping as the wind rushed against us. Nick was driving at about 110 kilometers per hour, one hand surfing the wind. Tanya was looking up what song to play next. "What the hell?" Nick said suddenly. He gripped the steering wheel with both hands and slowed the car to a crawl. I bumped my head against the windowsill and looked up in annoyance to see him adjusting the rearview mirror. "What did you slow down for? Did you see her?" Nick's eyes were off the road. He was scanning the mirror desperately. "Shit. I think someone's injured back there." He turned the knob on the stereo down to nearly 0. "What are you talking about?" "There was a girl on the side of the road. Did you guys miss it? You know, you really shouldn't drink and drive." I said. "All that Diet Coke is making you hallucinate." "Speaking of drinking, can we pull over?" "I need to pee," Katie said. "Guys, I'm not kidding. Someone probably hit her and just kept driving on." Nick pulled over on the shoulder and twisted around in his seat, peering into the darkness behind us. Katie opened the door and went off into the bushes. "What did you see exactly? Are you sure it wasn't just the shadow of a tree that looked kinda human?" "No, I'm telling you it was a girl. She was standing by the side of the road. She was wearing white dash. Maybe it was a prostitute?" Tanya said. "Sometimes, these old highways can become prowling grounds for them." "Why were you so sure she was injured?" I asked. For the first time, Nick seemed to doubt himself. "I guess. I don't know. Something about the way she was standing? Like, something was wrong with her legs?" He sounded frustrated. "Maybe I am imagining it. I hope I am. I just saw her for a split second. Katie and I didn't see her at all." I said. "So it's probably nothing." "Really? What if she's hurt?" Nick said. "We'll have to take her to a hospital, and then Dad's going to find out what we do and he'll kill me." I felt tension bloom in my gut. If my dad found out I was hanging out with 2 guys when I was supposed to be asleep at home. "Your dad has a rear cam, right?" Tanya said. "Let's take a look before KD comes back. It should have captured something if she wasn't just a tree branch, that is." "Yeah. Good idea." Nick got out a USB cable and connected the cam to his phone. A few minutes later, we were looking at a grainy display of the NH4. The camera had some static on it and kept shaking as the car drove. "That makes me nauseous," Tanya said. "There." He paused it. "See?" The still frame was uniformly gray, with a small white blur to one side. "Dude. Seriously. Get a grip. We'll go turn around and look, but that doesn't look like a girl to me. It's just Dash." Nick slowed the playback to 1 frame per second. The car had been traveling way too fast for the camera to have captured more than a second or two of footage. Frame 1, gray highway, rough stones and dirt, small white blur to the side, black silhouettes of bushes. Frame 2, gray highway, stones and dirt, silhouette of a woman half hunched on the road. Already, the car was too far away for her features to be seen. All we saw was a figure wearing a white dress. Frame 3, gray highway, stones and dirt, and a woman-shaped white blur standing in the middle of the road. "I told you," Nick said, but there was a note of doubt in his voice. Tanya and I were silent. "How did she move from the side of the road to the middle of it in 1 frame?" Tanya said. "Isn't that shouldn't it take her longer?" Frame 4, gray highway, stones and dirt, white woman-shaped blur getting distant. Frame 5, gray highway, stones and dirt. "I guess the car turned around a slight bend, so we no longer saw her." "Go back to frame 3. I said. Nick went back a few seconds. "Look at that. Look at where her feet are supposed to be," Tanya said. I bent my head to look. A hand clapped down on my back. My scream was so loud the entire car shook with it. "Jesus, okay. I'm sorry, I'll wash my hands next time," KD said. "KD, get back in. Shut the door." "Sure, but what happened?" We told him, as Nick reversed the car. "Wait, so you're telling me there's a ghost on an H4? KD giggled. "And we've got her on camera? That's cool. We should post it online, will be Dash." There was a huge crunching noise, and for a minute, we were thrown out of our seats as the car swung wildly. Up front, Tanya had her hands spread against the glove compartment to steady herself, while Nick was wrestling with the steering wheel. "Don't stop. Don't stop," Tanya was screaming. "Keep moving." He recovered himself somewhat, and kept his foot pressed on the accelerator. I looked out the rear window, but all I could see was the dark highway unspooling behind us. We checked the camera again when we got home, but it must have been damaged because the white blurs are replaced with static now. KD, that idiot, wants to go back. Can you believe that? Says he wants proof that we'd be rich and famous if we found it.